You've been conditioned to believe that sharing every detail of your life is a sign of trust, a sign of intimacy, or even a sign of confidence. But the truth is, constantly telling people what's going on in your life can drain your energy, scatter your focus, and even invite unnecessary negativity. In a world that constantly encourages sharing every detail of your life, there is a hidden danger in being too open. Every time you reveal your plans, your struggles, or your dreams, you are giving away a piece of your energy. Energy is sacred. It is the driving force behind your success, your focus, and your ability to create the life you desire. When you allow others to consume that energy through opinions, judgment, or unsolicited advice, you weaken your own momentum without even realizing it. Think about it for a moment. When you tell someone about your vision, their reaction can shape your mind's set more than you know. Even well-meaning advice can introduce doubt. Even casual opinions can create hesitation. And sometimes people are not supportive because of envy, insecurity, or their own limited perspective. They may not see the possibilities you see, and their words can become a subtle form of sabotage. Protecting your energy means understanding that not every reaction or comment deserves a place in your life. Privacy is not about hiding your life or being secretive for the sake of mistrust. It is about respecting the power of your own focus. When you hold back certain things, you allow your energy to remain concentrated, undiluted, and directed toward your goals. Your energy is a resource. Like water, it needs to flow toward productive growth, not leak into conversations that drain it away. You have a right to preserve your vitality and mental clarity. This is not selfishness, it is strategy. When you practice discretion, you also gain emotional stability. Life has enough challenges without adding the weight of other people's judgments or expectations. Every person you tell is an invitation to influence, consciously or unconsciously. By keeping your journey private, you create a protective shield around your emotions and your mind. You make space for creativity, for resilience, and for the patience required to reach the next level. Your energy becomes yours to cultivate, nurture, and invest wisely. The truth is, energy follows focus. When your focus is fragmented by explaining yourself, defending your choices, or managing other people's reactions, your energy spreads thin. Progress slows and motivation wanes. On the other hand, when you keep your plans close to your heart, when you allow yourself to work quietly behind the scenes, your energy amplifies your efforts. You can move faster, think clearer, and respond more powerfully to opportunities. Remember that your life is not a public performance. It is your journey, your creation, your responsibility. Protecting your energy is not just a tactic. It is a mindset. It is a declaration that your focus, your growth, and your peace are non-negotiable. Guard what you create, nurture what matters, and release the need for validation from anyone outside of yourself. In doing so, you step into a higher level of personal power, where your energy fuels your purpose and your actions speak louder than any words ever could. Privacy is your ally. Energy is your currency. Protecting both ensures that you remain unstoppable, resilient, and ready for every blessing that life has in store for you. Let the world watch your growth without needing to understand it, and let your energy flow where it matters most toward the life you are determined to build. One of the most powerful realizations you can have in life is understanding that not everyone deserves to know what is happening in your world. We live in a society that celebrates transparency, sharing, and constant updates. Social media feeds are filled with people announcing every detail of their lives, from their smallest victories to their deepest struggles. But the truth is, sharing indiscriminately can come at a cost. Not everyone has your best interests at heart, and not every opinion you receive will serve your growth. Learning who truly deserves to be part of your inner circle is a form of self-respect and a key to maintaining focus, energy, and peace of mind. When you tell everyone about your plans, dreams, or problems, you expose yourself to unnecessary judgment and criticism. Some people may be envious of your progress, some may doubt your abilities, and others may unintentionally project their fears and limitations onto your vision. Even if they mean well, their advice can subtly shift your mindset and slow your progress. By limiting who you share with, you protect yourself from these distractions. You maintain clarity and ensure that the people influencing your journey are genuinely supportive and aligned with your purpose. This principle is not about being secretive out of fear or mistrust. It is about being strategic. Not everyone is meant to witness your process. Some people are spectators while others are partners in your journey. Spectators watch, comment, and sometimes judge. Partners support, encourage, and uplift. When you recognize the difference, you can choose carefully who you allow into your space. Your energy and attention are valuable resources, and sharing them indiscriminately dilutes their impact. Protecting your inner circle ensures that your efforts and intentions remain concentrated and effective. There is also a spiritual and emotional aspect to this truth. Not everyone has the capacity to handle your truth responsibly. Some people may carry their own unresolved pain, jealousy, or insecurity, which can interfere with the positivity and momentum of your journey. Sharing with the wrong person can lead to disappointment, betrayal, or unnecessary stress. By being selective, you preserve your emotional well-being and create an environment that nurtures your growth. You create a safe space where your dreams can flourish without interference. Additionally, not everyone needs to know your story because your results will speak for themselves. Life has a way of showing the outcome of your hard work, and when you allow your achievements to emerge naturally, they create impact far beyond words. People will notice your growth, success, and transformation without needing to hear about every step you took. The less you explain, the more power you retain. Silence is not weakness, it is wisdom. Ultimately, recognizing that not everyone deserves to know is about setting boundaries. Boundaries protect your vision, your energy, and your peace. They give you control over who influences your life, and ensure that your efforts are not wasted on those who cannot appreciate or support them. When you embrace this mindset, you stop seeking validation from others and start seeking fulfillment from within. You step into a space of empowerment where your focus remains on growth, your energy is preserved, and your life unfolds according to your purpose. Not everyone deserves to know. Protect your circle, protect your journey, protect your peace. Let your life be a reflection of your choices, your discipline, and your dedication, and let only those who uplift and support you witness the path you walk. There is an extraordinary power in silence that few people truly understand. In a world obsessed with talking, sharing, and explaining, those who master the art of silence gain an unmatched advantage. Silence is not emptiness, it is strength, it is strategy, it is the invisible force that allows you to operate without interference, without judgment, and without the weight of unnecessary opinions. When you stop feeling the need to announce everything that is happening in your life, you tap into a power that cannot be taken, diminished, or diluted by others. When you speak less, you give yourself more room to think, to plan, and to act. Every word you speak carries energy, and when that energy is dispersed on unnecessary conversations, it weakens your focus. People often underestimate how much their words affect themselves and others. Sharing too much can invite doubt, criticism, and distraction. Silence, on the other hand, commands respect. It signals that you are in control of your life, that your actions and results are more important than explanations, and that your journey belongs first and foremost to you. Silence also protects your vision. When you keep your goals, dreams, and plans private, you prevent others from imposing their limitations or fears onto your journey. Not everyone understands the path you are walking, and not everyone can support the level of ambition and courage it takes to pursue something extraordinary. The more you reveal, the more you risk absorbing opinions that are not aligned with your purpose. Strategic silence allows you to operate in clarity, making decisions based on wisdom and discernment rather than external pressures. There is a quiet confidence that comes with silence. It communicates that you are secure in your path and your choices. You no longer seek validation from others, because you understand that the outcome of your efforts is the ultimate proof of your determination and capability. People will notice your growth, your resilience, and your success, but they will not know all the battles you fought, the mistakes you made, or the sacrifices you endured. This invisibility is your advantage. It allows you to move forward without interference, judgment, or unnecessary expectation. Silence also nurtures your emotional strength. Every time you hold back from sharing personal struggles, frustrations, or setbacks, you are giving yourself a chance to process, reflect, and recover. You create space for self-awareness and emotional resilience. In silence, you can understand your own motivations, clarify your goals, and identify the steps necessary to move forward. You no longer depend on external affirmation, and you no longer allow others' reactions to dictate your mood or your choices. The most successful people understand that results speak louder than explanations. They know that actions create influence, and silence preserves that influence. By operating quietly, by building your life without constant updates, you cultivate an aura of mystery and power. People will respect your boundaries, admire your discipline, and be inspired by your outcomes, without needing to know the details of every struggle or decision along the way. Silence is not absence. It is presence, it is focus, it is protection, it is empowerment. When you embrace silence as a tool, you reclaim your energy, sharpen your vision, and build an unstoppable force within yourself. Those who speak less and act more always achieve more, because their power is concentrated, their efforts intentional, and their journey shielded from unnecessary distractions. In a noisy world, silence is revolutionary. In a world that overshares, silence is strength. Guard your words. Guard your plans. Guard your life. Let your actions do the talking and watch as your power grows quietly but undeniably. Here's the fourth key point expanded into a full 600-word section in a motivational style. Focus is one of the most underrated and powerful tools you can develop in life. Too often, people get distracted by opinions, expectations, and unnecessary conversations that scatter their energy. Every time you explain your plans, justify your actions, or share your struggles, you are diverting attention away from what truly matters: your progress and your results. Focus is the bridge between intention and achievement, and when you protect it, you create an unstoppable force that drives you toward your goals with precision and clarity. Think about it. Your mind is like a lens, and energy is like light. When your focus is scattered, the light disperses, and nothing becomes clear. But when you concentrate on a single target, when you guard your attention and eliminate distractions, that light intensifies. Suddenly, you can see the path forward, and your efforts have maximum impact. Protecting your focus requires discipline, and one of the most effective ways to do this is by keeping your journey private. When fewer people know your plans, fewer opinions, doubts, and distractions can interfere with your momentum. Focus also allows you to prioritize what truly matters. Life is full of noise, opinions, social media, unsolicited advice, and the constant pressure to prove yourself. If you are constantly responding to external demands, your energy is diluted and progress slows. By keeping your goals close to your heart and your plans private, you create space to concentrate on the actions that produce tangible results. You learn to say no to distractions, no to opinions that do not serve you, and no to comparisons that steal your peace. Focus empowers you to move deliberately, with intention and purpose, toward the life you are determined to build. Another benefit of focus is that it allows for deeper mastery. When your energy is concentrated, you can develop skills, strategies, and habits that lead to excellence. Mastery takes time, patience, and consistency, and it is difficult to achieve when your attention is fragmented by constant explanations or external validation. Protecting your focus means committing to growth in silence, practicing consistently, and letting your dedication produce results before anyone questions your journey. Focus also strengthens your resilience. Life will always have obstacles, distractions, and doubters. When you are focused, these challenges become opportunities for growth rather than interruptions. You learn to move forward despite noise, criticism, or doubt because your attention is anchored to your purpose. Every decision you make, every action you take, becomes aligned with your goals, and your results reflect the strength of your focus. Ultimately, results are born from consistent, intentional focus. Words cannot create change, action does. And action fueled by unwavering focus produces results that cannot be ignored. By protecting your energy, guarding your plans, and concentrating on what truly matters, you ensure that your efforts are not wasted, your progress is steady, and your success is inevitable. Focus is the silent engine behind every achievement. Those who learn to protect their attention, prioritize their energy, and work diligently without seeking constant approval are the ones who consistently rise above the noise. Let your focus lead, let your actions follow, and let your results speak for themselves. In the end, it is the disciplined, concentrated effort that transforms dreams into reality, and the quiet commitment to focus that separates the successful from the distracted. One of the most overlooked truths in life is that your progress, your growth, and your success are far more powerful than words ever could be. When you are focused on your journey and on improving yourself, you do not need to constantly announce your achievements or explain your steps. Your growth becomes visible in the results you create, in the way people respond to your energy, and in the way your life transforms over time. Actions always speak louder than words, and when you understand this, you realize that your achievements have their own voice, one that no one can ignore or diminish. Too many people spend their energy seeking validation from others. They feel the need to explain why they are taking certain actions, why they are making particular decisions, or why their life is unfolding the way it is. But this constant need for explanation is draining. It exposes your journey to judgment, criticism, and unnecessary opinions. On the other hand, when you allow your growth to speak for itself, you create a powerful momentum that cannot be challenged. People will see the results of your hard work, your dedication, and your resilience, and they will recognize your progress without you having to say a single word. Growth is not always loud or visible in the moment. Many of your efforts, sacrifices, and late-night struggles may go unseen by the world. But the beauty of true growth is that it compounds quietly. Small, consistent actions build into major transformations. The discipline you practice, the skills you develop, and the mindset you cultivate all accumulate into results that eventually become undeniable. By keeping your journey private, you preserve the energy and focus needed to continue this process without distraction or interference. When you let your growth speak for itself, you also protect your emotional energy. People who do not understand your journey may offer criticism, doubt, or unsolicited advice. They may underestimate your potential or question your choices. Sharing too much gives them an opportunity to influence your mindset or disrupt your focus. But when your progress becomes visible naturally through results, it silences doubt and proves your worth without a single explanation. This is the power of quiet confidence, the knowledge that your life is evidence enough of your effort, dedication, and ability. Your growth also inspires others in a way that words cannot. People are drawn to the authenticity of results. They notice transformation, resilience, and strength. They feel the energy of someone who is moving forward intentionally and relentlessly. When you allow your actions to demonstrate your progress, you become a living example of what is possible, motivating others to rise without needing to teach, explain, or justify. The impact of your growth reaches farther than you can imagine, touching lives in ways your words never could. Finally, understanding that your growth speaks for itself frees you from the need for approval or recognition. You no longer measure your value based on who knows your story or who applauds your efforts. Instead, you measure your success by your discipline, consistency, and the tangible results of your hard work. You learn to appreciate your journey quietly, knowing that the world will eventually witness the evidence of your commitment and transformation. Let your growth be your statement. Let your results be your proof. Focus on improving, building, and becoming stronger every day, and watch as your life reflects the power of your efforts. True success is never about announcing your journey. It is about living it in a way that cannot be ignored, and letting the evidence of your transformation speak louder than any explanation ever could. There is a powerful difference between sharing strategically and talking constantly. Constantly telling people what is happening in your life might feel like connection, but more often it is distraction. Every time you share your plans, your struggles, or your progress indiscriminately, you give away pieces of your focus, energy, and even your power. Strategic sharing, on the other hand, is about discernment. It is about knowing who truly deserves your confidence, and understanding that timing and intention make all the difference in how your words impact your life. Strategic sharing begins with self-awareness. You must first understand what information is necessary, helpful, or productive to share, and what is best kept private. Not every thought, idea, or plan needs an audience. Some things are meant for your own growth and reflection. When you develop the discipline to hold back what does not need to be spoken, you create a quiet authority that draws respect and preserves your energy. You are no longer swayed by the need for validation or approval from others, because your focus is on results, not reactions. There is also a tactical advantage to strategic sharing. When you choose carefully who you share your plans with, you ensure that your information reaches those who are aligned with your vision. Sharing with supportive, trustworthy individuals can provide guidance, encouragement, and insight without distracting from your momentum. Meanwhile, withholding unnecessary details from those who might doubt, criticize, or undermine your progress protects your energy and maintains your peace. In essence, strategic sharing amplifies support while minimizing interference. Strategic sharing also fosters patience and discipline. When you are no longer driven by the urge to broadcast every step of your journey, you learn to trust the process. You focus on doing the work quietly and consistently, knowing that the results will eventually speak for themselves. There is a deep satisfaction in seeing your life transform without having to explain or justify your actions at every turn. People notice progress naturally when it is authentic, consistent, and intentional, making your achievements more impactful than if they were constantly narrated along the way. Another benefit of strategic sharing is that it strengthens your boundaries. Every time you speak less about your life, you signal to others that your journey is yours to manage. You teach people to respect your space, your decisions, and your time. Over time, this builds a network of relationships that are based on trust, respect, and genuine support, rather than curiosity, judgment, or distraction. This selective approach ensures that your energy is reserved for actions that produce results rather than conversations that dissipate your focus. Finally, strategic sharing is about control. You control what information enters the world, and you control how it affects your life. You become the author of your narrative rather than participant in the opinions or expectations of others. By speaking intentionally and only when it matters, you reinforce your power, preserve your focus, and allow your results to tell the story you are creating. In a world of noise, those who share strategically stand out because their lives are a demonstration of discipline, intention, and unwavering commitment. Remember that not every detail requires explanation. Not every success needs validation. Not every struggle demands an audience. Strategic sharing gives you the freedom to act, the discipline to focus, and the wisdom to let your life communicate your journey through results rather than constant words. By mastering this practice, you preserve your energy, protect your growth, and ensure that your life unfolds with purpose, clarity, and unstoppable momentum.